Good evening, this is Liz Busquets, and today is June 9th, 2022. We are here for the monthly meeting of the ASCA Board of Directors. The way this works is we go down the items on the agenda. If we need to vote, we allow each director to express their opinions and make comments, and then we vote. So our first item for tonight is last month's email business.
This is Susan. I move to approve the email business from May of 2022.
Second. This is Jan.
Okay, so we have a motion by Susan, seconded by Jan, to approve last month's email business. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, so our second item is usually our systems liaisons report. And unfortunately, Gina could not join the meeting today. So we are going to table this item for future discussion. So the next item on the agenda is an amendment to the 2022 National Entry Clerk contracts. This is something that was presented by Rick Gann. He is not present today, but we can go ahead and discuss it and see what decision we're going to make. So the contracts are in the box, and I'm just gonna go around and let the each director express their opinion. And
Yes, I see. The change in the contracts are just, I mean, it's details that previously they were given a certain amount to cover expenses, and then in the new contract, it is that ASCA will cover their expenses with receipts. So it's actually, I think, net zero in terms of any financial liability for ASCA, and just makes it, I think, easier and a little more fair on the entry clerks. Thanks.
okay, thank you. Carol?
I think that it is a good way to do it, that they present their receipts and get reimbursed. So I don't have any other further discussion about that.
Okay, thank you, Carol. Denise?
I agree with Anne that it's just pretty much the receipts have to be in the possession in order to be reimbursed, and I think this is just sort of an understood way to do things. So that's pretty much my opinion. Is everything's fine. So thank you. That's all.
Okay, thanks, Denise. Jan?
I am in support of this as long as we have our professional, the attorney and accountant stamp of approval on this topic. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Jean?
Well, that was my question. Has the attorney approved this change in the language, or the CPA? I know we couldn't get a hold of the CPA. So what was our attorney's advice on this change in the contract language?
I thought he said it was fine either.
Yes, my understanding is that he said he was fine, but he was advising that it would be best to also have the CPA's letter.
Okay. All right, that's my only question. Thanks.
All right. Susan?
I think that this is a good way for us to proceed in the future. It won't be explicitly just with receipts, but each of the individuals who are in the positions of those clerks will be budgeted a specific amount. And even if their receipts exceed the amount of their budget, just like any airline ticket that we budget for, if that individual chooses to fly a different airline, that individual would be responsible for any overage. So that part will protect us as far as the budgetary side of that. So I'm in favor of this contract amendments. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Susan. I'm also in favor, although I will feel better if we had something from the accountant already. I think that I would just feel better having something from the accountant. But. All right. So is there a motion here that Rick made, or are you going to present it for him, Susan, or what?
I don't see a motion, but I think that I can do that. I move to approve the amendments to the 2022 Nationals Entry Clerk, Agility Entry Clerk, and Stock Entry Clerk contracts as stated in the submitted proposed contracts.
All right, Susan has put a motion on the floor to approve the contracts as amended here. Any further discussion?
Is there a second?
Well, we need, I guess, that's right. We need a second because it's Rick making it. So this is coming, it's not the liaison making it.
I thought it was the stock entry clerk and the entry clerk, period. Susan said agility entry clerk.
Yeah, it's all three.
It's all three.
It's all three.
Oh, okay. I only heard two. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
And this is Ann, I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion by Susan, seconded by Ann to approve the new contracts. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion carries. All right. The next item, and this is actually the last item for tonight, is the judges for 2023 Agility Finals and Nationals. And those are Agility Finals, Mark Buell, Agility Nationals, Roger Poor, and Chuck Klein. Would you like to make a motion for those two, Susan, or somebody else wants to make a motion since Rick is not here?
I move to approve the Agility Finals judge to be Mark Buell, the Agility Nationals judges to be Roger Poor and Chuck Klein for the 2023 National Specialty.
We need a second.
This is Ann, I'll second.
Okay, motion by Susan, seconded by Ann to approve these judges slate for Agility Nationals and Agility Finals. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. All right, so this was the last item that we had for tonight. Thank you all for being here, and thank you to all the members listening in. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Liz, before you adjourn, what about the other
Yes, ma'am.
judges? Have they all been approved already for 23?
I'm not I don't remember if they are all. I know that we have approved some already. I thought these were the only ones left, but I may be wrong.
Because one of them called me the other night and wanted to make sure that she had been approved, because we're past the year end and people are starting for finals for 23, and she wanted to make sure that all of the judges had been approved so that that there was no conflict with her dogs.
Yeah, I think it was my understanding too that these were the last ones.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, I'll tell her then. Thank you.
Okay. So all the confirmation finals and were approved and posted back in February. So at least we know that is taken care of as well. So
She must
All
not
right.
have said it.
yeah.
I'll move to adjourn the meeting if we're done.
Okay. Second.
I'll second it, Jan.
Okay. So motion by Denise, seconded by Jan to adjourn the meeting. All in favor?
I
Aye.
Good night, guys. Motion
Good night,
carried.
Thank
everybody.
you.
Good night.
Good night.